Are you a vein specialist concerned about the risks of DVT in your sclerotherapy patients? You're not alone. I recently interviewed the president of the Venous Forum here in the United Kingdom, and he shared his concerns about sclerosant entering the deep veins and causing a DVT. It's the main reason many of my colleagues prefer endothermal ablation techniques rather than ultrasound-guided foam sclerotherapy, simply because they're worried about causing a DVT. So what is the real risk of causing a DVT with ultrasound-guided foam sclerotherapy? Groundbreaking research from Professor Kurosh Parsi and colleagues addresses this very important question. Let's review this paper, and at the end I'll give you my views on the implications for the practice of ultrasound-guided foam sclerotherapy. For me, the key takeaway from Parsi's research is the distinction between deep vein sclerosis and deep vein thrombosis. The paper states that in a 6-year period, 251 cases of DVS were identified. This represents 2.74% of the 9,143 procedures performed. In the study, deep vein thrombosis occurred in just 7 out of the 9,143 procedures, which translates into an incidence rate of 0.07%. That's a tiny fraction. The risk of DVT is really quite low. DVS, deep vein sclerosis, on the other hand, is a non-thrombotic fibrotic occlusion, and it's far more common than DVT following sclerotherapy. In fact, their study found that only a tiny fraction of deep vein occlusions were actual DVTs. The paper identifies the following risk factors for DVT. Higher volumes of sclerosant. There was a statistically significant relationship between the risk of DVT and higher foam volumes. The mean foam volume for DVT was 13.4 mils versus 8.5 mils for controls. No significant relationship was found between the risk of DVT and foam concentration, gender, thrombophilia, and the side of the treated leg. Now, this is a game changer for our understanding of sclerotherapy's real safety profile. The key findings for vein specialists such as you and I is the significance of DVS lies in its potential to change the way deep vein occlusions are managed after sclerotherapy. Deep vein sclerosis is a distinct, less harmful condition. DVS is non-thrombotic. It's a fibrotic occlusion, different from the more dangerous fibrin-based clot of DVT. This distinction is crucial as DVS is less likely to cause serious complications like pulmonary embolism. DVS does not require anticoagulation. Most DVS cases resolve on their own without the need for blood thinners, unlike DVT, which necessitates anticoagulation. This change in practice reduces the risk of bleeding complications and unnecessary treatment for patients. DVS, in addition, is often followed by vein recovery. The affected veins in DVS often regain patency and competence over time, meaning they function normally again. This is a really positive outcome for patients as it preserves their venous health. Therefore, recognizing and correctly diagnosing DVS can prevent unnecessary anticoagulation, as well as the anxiety in patients leading to more appropriate and effective treatment for DVOs following sclerotherapy. Furthermore, D-dimer as a diagnostic tool is really crucial. D-dimer levels can help differentiate between DVS and DVT, allowing for more targeted patient management. So what are the implications for practice? These findings have significant implications for what we do. By recognizing DVS as the more common and less worrisome outcome, we can avoid unnecessary anticoagulation and patient anxiety. Additionally, we can refine our technique to minimize the risk of both DVS, deep vein sclerosis, and DVT. I recommend reading Professor Parsi's paper in full. It has some great ultrasound images of the distinction between DVS and DVT. Check out the links below and consider subscribing to my YouTube channel so you don't miss my next video. If you found this interesting, please give it a thumbs up and share. It really does help get the message out that ultrasound-guided foam sclerotherapy is safe and effective. Thank you for watching.